Welcome to the Vasis Techs. I'm your host Smith Patel and we are gonna do bridging the toolkit into the OOP. So today's content would be quick recap of my one-shot video that is basically on algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode. You can find the link below. The plagiarism shift from procedural thinking to object-oriented thinking. Then flowchart on object, then along to pseudocode for a class, and one capstone that we are going to understand the prerequisite toolkit, in which let's recap our algorithm. So algorithms are basically the step-by-step procedure or step-by-step logic. They must be finite, must be unambiguous and language independent. Let's have a quick recap of flowchart symbols. First symbol is oval, which is used as a terminal where we thus provide the start and end of a logic sequence. Rectangle, which identifies the process and represents any actions, calculation or any update. Diamond shade, which is used for decision making, which absolute have two pathway, yes or no evaluation. Let's recap about the pseudocode. It is the bridge between the raw logic to an actual programming syntax. It introduced structural keywords like if, else, while, such. There are so many keywords we are having in a pseudocode. Indentation without worrying about missing semicolons or a brackets. So there is a simple program, reading of an age is greater than equals to 18, then print adult. If it is not, then print minor. Now what is the need of this whole episode 0, which is prerequisite? The toolkit proved that algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode are three notations for the exact same linear logic. This episode will prove that these exact same tools also work perfectly for object-oriented logics. Different shape, same tools. The plagiarism shift we are gonna to understand. First is procedural thinking, which is the approach used before OOP comes. So we have input, we do certain process on input, we get the outcome. Focuses on the verbs, calculate this, check that, print result. The data is just passive material passing through a machine. Object thinking, the core question, instead of asking what happens next, OOP asks what are the things, what do they know, and what do they can. Focus on the nouns. The data is no longer passive, it is bundled inside this object, can perform actions on its own data. You are gonna to understand this object oriented programming concept very much detail in upcoming episodes. So don't worry if you don't understand right now. In upcoming episode you are gonna to understand this in a much detail. So first thing is, each and every programs has two things mainly, attributes and methods. Each and every script or each and every programming concept has data and methods. So in object oriented programming, data is the attribute. Attribute tells what the object knows, like its states, its fields, its property, etc. and etc. For example, let's take a car. So car's color, car speed and fuel level are the attributes of a car. And methods or behavior tells the what objects can do. These are the actions the object can execute, usually modify its own attributes, like car, accelerate, brake or refuel. Now let's understand flowcharting in object oriented programming. The same symbol but completely new purpose. So the linear toolkit style has oval shape for start, parallelogram for input, diamond for validation, and parallelogram for printing the result, and oval for ending the. It starts, runs once and dies. There is no memory shaved after the end oval is reached. Flowchart and object. So internal state matters. An object flowchart is not just a single run. It is a map how a specific method interacts with the object's hidden attributes. Self-referencing, which is the most important concept of object-oriented programming, which you are gonna to understand more deeply in episode 4. This process checks own state branches based on that state, update it, and returns the control. Let's understand through the example. So bank account withdraw. So there is a method which is withdraw, where we have a amount. We have a request amount कि मुझे इतनी request करनी है. We have start, we had oval step, then we have a rectangle where we are updating the value, then we are again checking and check if it is okay, then successful, if it is not, then denied, and at the end we do the oval. Understand that whatever flowchart I am showing right now on the screen, these are just to make the language more clear, the flow more clear, and the shapes also to be clear. I have written the shape before the statements. So actual flowchart does not look like this. There is a document available in the description which you open, the exact flowcharts you will find of the same problems. प्रोसेस वर्सेस ऑब्जेक्ट फ्लोचार्ट. तो प्रोसेस का जो फ्लोचार्ट रहेगा वो सिंपल लीनियर टूल की स्टाइल में रहेगा, जहाँ पे एक प्रोसेस होगी जो स्टार्ट होगी और एंड होगी, बीच में डेटा स्टोर नहीं होगा. बट इन ऑब्जेक्ट फ्लोचार्ट देयर इज अ होल अपडेटेशन आल्सो डन. So we will understand more deeply in upcoming sessions only. So now pseudocode for the object oriented programming. Updating our syntax to handle the states and behavior. Packaging. So pseudocode for a process, it looks like this. A toolkit style process is there. A begin is there. Begin defines it starts from here. Then we declare two variables. Declare is used for the declaring a variable. Balance is equals to 100 or request is equals to 50. Instead of declare keyword, you can directly specify the data type of that variable. It is also valid. Then we have a if condition. Based on if, we have certain procedures and we ended it. So it's simply a block with begin and end. Now pseudocode for the classes. The new object oriented programming way introduced the packaging. We use a class and end class block for defining the class. Inside that we have attributes and we have methods. Attributes are the data, methods are the logic blocks. Pseudocode for the bank account. Pseudocode programming does not have any specification. They entirely works on keyword specific. It is used to make programming language closer towards the logic. That is not compulsory to write exactly this way, but it is a quite industry standard only. So we have a class bank account where we have attribute one attribute, that is balance. We have one method withdraw and we are doing the withdrawal procedure in that method, or it is also known as a function. But what is the difference between function and method, we'll soon understand. Now let's go to our capstone project where we have a one object and we are going to do the multiple representation of it. So there is a library management system. The scenario is we need to model a book in a library system. So we have a one variable, that is the state. It must know if it is currently available or not. हमको पता होना चाहिए कि उसका status क्या है. Behavior, user can check out the book only if it is available. A user can return book marking it available again. So behavior 2, a user can return book marking it available again. So capstone flowchart, again I am telling this is not the exact flowchart that you should have. The exact flowchart looks like something different, that is being available in the descriptions. Is self dot is available is equals to true. अगर ये ट्रू होगा तभी हम क्या करेंगे, यूजर को अलाउ करेंगे. बट यूजर को अलाउ करने से पहले हम क्या करेंगे, उसका वैल्यू फॉल्स करेंगे. So checkout is self dot is available is equal to true. If it is true, then we update the first value of is available, that it will go on to checkout by someone, so it is not available. Then we book using the we print that book is issued, and in the other case we are simply telling that it is not available. रिटर्न बुक में हम सिंपली अपडेट करेंगे इस बुक अवेलेबल और रिटर्न हो जाएगा. रिटर्न में इतना कुछ नहीं होता. नाउ सूडो कोड. सो सिंपली क्लास library book where we have a one single variable, that is available. Then we have two methods. First is checkout, second is return book. चेकआउट पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, सेल्फ डॉट अवेलेबल इक्वल्स टू ट्रू. उसके बाद हम उसको अपडेट कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद हम प्रिंट कर रहे हैं कि है. अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो हम उसको बता देंगे कि बुक नहीं है. रिटर्न बुक, सेल्फ डॉट अवेलेबल इज इक्वल टू ट्रू. वी आर सिंपली अपडेटिंग द ट्रू, मेकिंग इज अवेलेबल ट्रू, and we are printing book return. End of the function. Now the bridge is built for your upcoming sessions of object oriented programming. Now you can logically notate object, state and behavior. So thanks for watching. Meet you in episode 1.